Are we waiting on your coffee still?
No, I'm good.
This episode of Game Table is brought to you by Valhalla Hobby. Use code TABLE to get 5% off any order over $100, one use only. A big shout out and thank you to our Patreons for supporting us. Please consider joining for $2 a month. You get early access and listen to us live.
Brought to you by some guys on the internet.
This is Getting Tabled.
With your hosts Jason the Bruce,
You guy!
George the Yang,
I hope you are all entertained by my inaptitude.
Jason aka Major Socks.
We've been doing this and talking about various stuff. One of the stuff.
Now sit back, relax, and get tabled.
Hello, future people, and welcome back to Getting Tabled, episode 165 with your host, Bruce. He's going to do some stripping after this episode, so stick around for that, folks.
That is the most docile entrance I've ever heard. Followed up by complete nonsense.
That's my attempt at doing some smooth jazz radio DJ voice impersonation.
Would you want me to use my GPS voice to introduce our other co-host?
Absolutely.
In 500 meters, you will find Major Socks.
Hello, folks.
I don't know what's happened this morning, folks. We've gone nuts.
Or this evening, for George and me in my case. But anyways, yep, I'm back.
George and I, their college-educated officer.
I know that.
But it's only George. It doesn't matter.
It's just George.
Should we talk about some news?
I reckon we can. I'm not sure if you're capable of it.
Newly received or noteworthy information, especially about recent or important events.
And
we're starting off lady voice again.
We're starting off with something that some of you may not like. So this is a game by someone that's creating a game by themselves, so very similar to what I'm doing, but they've taken a completely different route from what I have. We're just going to talk about this. There's a lot of heavy use of AI in this. I know that that's not a very popular subject. Our Discord spoke about this for a good couple of hours, just out of the blue when it was discovered. So we have opinions on this, some of which we will choose not to air here. Just because if you guys want to discuss it in the comments, sure, all well and good. There will be certain things that I'm going to point out that might be an issue. But I don't want this to become an episode of let's tear down somebody that's trying to create something. More people should be trying to do that. That part should be celebrated. This is a game called Wanted Showdown. Now, first things first, it's Wild West. Just in case the picture of those minis didn't give that away for you. As far as he doesn't hide the fact that he's used AI to create this. Excuse me. At this stage, he's trying to launch the game with two factions. The Outlaws, which he describes as fast, reckless, unpredictable, ambushes, dirty tricks, and high-risk plays. And the Marshals, which are disciplined, tactical, and unshakable. So, and I made a comment similar to this on the Discord. So it's the fictional version of the Marshals, not the ones that existed in real life, which were arguably bigger criminals than the criminals.
In reality, the difference between the Marshals and the Outlaws was what their name was, if it was a Marshal or Outlaw. They were both just as bad. Yeah. My 2 cents, just briefly looking over this, what he's up front and says, hey, I'm using AI. I get it. I can't sculpt. I can't draw. I have zero artistic ability. That doesn't mean I don't have ideas, and I get super frustrated when I can't get those translated onto paper. Yeah. So, there's that.
As someone
I
that
lo-
is
I lo-
very much anti-AI, I mean, I'm not going to abuse people for using it. This guy has
Yeah.
faced some of that already. But he's used AI and has been very, very upfront about it. It's not one of these where it's like, we've created this, and then there's a small little line down the bottom that says, oh, and we've used AI for the artwork, even though everybody else has figured that out before you get there. Yeah, those people exist. Kickstarter are very, very strict on this too.
Yeah. The other thing I will say is, though, I really do like the concept of this. Like, this seems like a really good, like, solid basis idea for a game.
Yeah. Now,
if
it
not
is also
probably socially problematic these days.
Well, Wild West
there's
games...
there's a part in the Kickstarter that like brings in that it's not what's shown here. Which
okay. We'll come to that at that point then, I suppose. Part of what he talks about that he wants to do in this is he wants it to be a campaign system where your characters can get like scars from battles and stuff like that. I like the idea of where he's going for that. It may already exist out there potentially. This guy says that he's been heavily inspired by Kill Team, which is a really weird place to be inspired by. I mean, it's a decent game, but I suspect that this is somebody that's never really looked much outside of the Games Workshop bubble, because this game exists at least twice already.
Yeah,
just implemented differently.
The Metal Gear Solid game that I have from CMON that was just reprinted, it does have a similar like level up, item acquisition aspect to the game as you play through the campaign book. So, I mean, it is a great idea if you want a, essentially a legacy style game, which,
Yeah. I mean, he's used AI for the artwork. I'm just showing the trailer on screen now, which is linked in the post. I mean, he's tried to... The AI art that he's used, he's chosen a fairly retro style line artwork, which does look better than the photorealistic stuff. Like, it looks closer to an actual piece of artwork than it would otherwise. So he has chosen well in that regards. How much he would need to go, how much he's had to filter through is obviously something we don't know. That's probably the biggest criticism I have right now, is that probably should be talking more about what he's actually done. I can also tell you that he's used ChatGPT to create the rules for this, but I don't know how much of that he has had to filter to make it work. I know the most recent one that we spoke about was 6 months ago, and that was one where they used it to balance and create certain aspects of the game, but they spoke about how much work they had to do to get it to work. Now, granted, there's been a lot of stuff that's happened in the AI space in the last 6 months, but if you look at the actual Kickstarter, it's not doing very well right now, which again, I don't actually have I'm not a fan of AI. I've deliberately avoided it in Entropy City. I used it very early on to create some prototype artwork that I very quickly scrapped when I started to realize the problems with it. But this is something that we are going to have to face in this hobby. It is something that's going to become more prevalent. There's lots of people out there with ideas, George said it himself, that don't have those skills. And you know what? Some of those people also don't have the money to pay artists. I've been saving to do this for quite some time. News on that front later. So the fact that there's only 4 people backing this at this stage, it was only 2 when we first looked at it.
So, here's what I hope for this guy. I hope he learns a lot from this campaign and doesn't quit. Just because I do love the concept and idea of this, this game concept. I mean, he's got the Outlaws, he's got the Marshals, he's got a stretch goal for the Native Warriors. You can have a stretch goal for Pinkerton Detectives. New York gangsters.
Yeah.
Like there's so many different aspects of the American, I guess, social groups, gangs that you can pull from for a game like this. And I'd be really interested to see this, especially from a guy in the UK.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, look, it's really interesting to see where this goes. He works as a software developer. It states that on the profile. But one of the things that he's trying to implement into this is an actual is an actual app for like building your team and stuff.
Yeah, for your character development.
Which is basically that's right up his wheelhouse. That's easy. Apps can also be created by AI. I'm not saying that's what he's doing, just to be clear. I'm just acknowledging that is actually something that can be done by AI. I don't know this guy, so I don't. I've never met this man, and like I said, I'm not here to poo-poo on it. I was going to say something else and censored myself. I think he has a solid idea here, and I think this is something that could work. I think in order for this to be a successful campaign, I think what he needs to do is actually show more of what he's worked on. Not just, I have created this, it's all finished, everything was done in AI. Because at this stage it sounds, I'm not saying this is what's happened, but it sounds like he's gone to ChatGPT, asked ChatGPT to do everything for him, and now he's selling it. Now, I'm not saying that's what he's done. But that's what the campaign sounds like he's done. Because it was also written by AI, and because I don't think he's thought about showing that he's done some work of his own. Whether he has or not is irrelevant. I'm just saying that's how it looks, and I think that's one of the reasons why he's struggled to this point. And it's a shame because, again, I'm not a fan of AI. Can you tell I'm trying to make sure I don't get abused on my comments here? But I like to see small people be successful in this sort of stuff. And also, it's also a fairly cheap campaign. I mean, yes, there are D&D ones out there where you can get like 20 models and stuff for like $10, $15 that are hand sculpted. But for £15 for a full rule set and stuff, I would argue that he's priced this keeping in mind that you can't ask the same price for something that was created by AI.
Yeah.
I think he needs to do a bit more work on his campaign, though. I mean, there's something to be said for you don't want to show everything straight away. But, yeah, I think this is going to struggle, unfortunately. He's also done no updates in the 4 days this campaign's been live either. Or 8 days since it's been live. I don't know.
Should we talk about another Kickstarter?
Do you have any? You've been kind of silent on this, Socks. I don't even know what you think about AI. I mean, it's the future of the industry to some extent, but or one of them.
Well, and not just that, but on the military side, it kind of become a little more relevant because of what we're trying to develop in terms of technology and stuff like that.
Oh yeah,
and so
I would argue that's a different subject, but no, 100. There's AI has a place in the world. The thing I'm not comfortable with personally. I mean, besides, we know how this ends. We've all seen the Terminator. But the thing that the controversial side of this is art, because it tends to be, although they say it doesn't, but it uses artwork that's stolen to get its algorithms.
AI
That's
does
not
not have original thoughts. AI pulls from everyone else's art and converts it into something. Yeah,
correct. No, but I've used it to create my own campaign system for Black Seas.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll take the basic the rule sets that Warlord has created, and I'll create a campaign system similar to what they have, just based off of what I want to have within my campaign system. So, if it's used in the right way, it's good. But you guys are hitting the mark too. Is if you're trying to use it in different ways and
You need to show you're working
Not-
out.
correct.
There's
not
a reason why
crediting where-
teachers, when you're doing maths and stuff in school, won't let you just hand in the answers. They will require you, unless it's changed, but it used to be that they would require you to show how you got your answers to make sure your maths are correct, that you haven't cheated, and also that the way you came to the solution is the correct way to get there. Granted, these days they just use calculators, but which is odd because our teachers all told us that we would never have a calculator in our pocket every day. So how is that the case now? We were told that was not possible.
Anyways, Kickstarter.
Scott, I highly doubt that you'll hear this, but if you do, I do genuinely wish you well. I would probably suggest have a look at Dead Man's Hand, maybe even Wild West Exodus. Have a look at some of the competitors that already have games similar to this out there. I know that somebody else in your Reddit suggested another one, but I don't remember what it was. I'm not saying to change it to make them look like that, but have a look at what else is out there and show a little bit of what you've done on the campaign. Because it sounds like you've just used AI and put it out there. I'm sure that's not the case. I'm just saying, if you show us this, I think you'll get a few more people on that have been resistant to back it at this stage. I'd love to see you do well, and I genuinely mean that. Moving on. Let's look
got
at
a new Kickstarter from Toyzzo. I mean, sorry, it's not Toyzzo. It's Starmork.
I'm going to start by showing off the Toyzzo one. Who remembers this?
Yep.
We spoke about Toyzzo about 18 months ago. It was last updated in March 2014, so it's about 18 months ago. And we basically said, red flag, red flag, red flag. This is a red flag. You will not get your table. Kickstarter have actually restricted this creator from creating more Kickstarters. They didn't even do that with Mythic. They still haven't done that with Mythic.
You could still click late pledge buttons on Mythic campaigns, FYI.
Yeah. It also appears like somebody has hacked this because there's no way that Kickstarter have changed everything to say scam. There's no way that Kickstarter did that.
Or here's a horrifying thought. What if the creator logged on after getting the email of saying Kickstarter suspended you, and they just went through to rub it in our faces and change that all?
I guess that's possible. I mean, when we were originally talking about this, like we pretty much all said, like this is going to fund. Everybody's going to lose their money. I'd love for them to prove us wrong, but it's not going to happen. And they managed to walk away with over $400,000 of people's money. I don't think any of us are really surprised here. Like, there's a reason scammers exist. They all know this. But yeah, nobody got their tables through this. Absolutely nobody did. So, if you would like to get scammed, for another $60 on top of this, because this one's $299, you can get a rubberwood table, which looks suspiciously like the other one.
Actually, it doesn't
according
look like
to the
Toyzzo
comments.
one.
According to the comments, this is a table that gets made in China for $75. Now, I'm not entirely. I don't believe that that's true, personally. That is what comments have said. I've got no way of verifying whether the person that wrote that is a real person or a fake account that was created to do it. Also, for the record, if somebody's drop shipping something for $75 and selling it for $300, it's perfectly legal. There's nothing wrong with that. Good luck for you to import it for less than that.
Mm-hmm.
So, this doesn't look like the Toyzzo table. Looking at the images back and forth, this straight up looks like they took a Wormwood table.
Oh well, yeah, that too. To be fair,
like
most of the tables on the market at the moment are taking inspiration from either them or whatever the guys in the UK are called. I can't remember their name.
yeah. Well, what really gives it away is the hexagon shaped token trays with the magnets and stuff. I mean, there's a lot of those out there too, but yeah, it's just $300, and I sent you a link to a gaming table I can just buy straight off of Amazon.
Yep.
It's $600.
Yeah.
And let's be honest, like $600 for a gaming table, that's still really cheap. But this is an actual product that Amazon, is being sold on the Amazon website because I've seen it go out of stock, in stock. It's
and I've seen reviews of it of people that have bought it.
Yeah,
like, it is actually a table you can buy.
This
apparently very
this
good. It's not quite as solid as the Wormwood one is because it's a quarter of the price. But it's meant to be a quality table. This is just red flag.
Yeah. This looks like they spent a lot of money on a good production commercial to show off a gaming table that doesn't actually exist.
They've also done exactly what Toyzzo did and spent a lot of money on Facebook advertisements.
Yeah, that too.
Which is how we found it. Though I will say this, yes, 100% they are borrowing a lot from the Wormwood design. But hey, at least they're using a roundover on the top of their table instead of stealing the idea of the 45-degree cut.
Right.
Which I will say makes it look cheaper, but that's fine. Look, I would love to sit here and say, thankfully, people won't fall for this one too, but we all know that they will, right? Like, this is going to be another $400,000 or $500,000 campaign that nobody gets their money out of.
Yeah, no, that's probably exactly what's going to be happening.
Like, we don't have a very large platform. A lot of people won't see this. Like, this is red flag territory. You will not get your table. Please try to avoid this campaign.
I mean, if you are doing it, do it for the minimum amount and then see what happens. If
That's
they open a pledge manager, because Toyzzo didn't even open a pledge manager. They just took the money and ran.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh yeah. If you go look through the comments, we will be opening our pledge manager in September, and that never happened.
Yeah.
So, back it for $1 and see how it turns out. Like, if they actually put out some actual production stuff or something to at least say this is actually real and not a counterfeit table with counterfeit games, and that was the other huge red flag on the Toyzzo one too, is the games they're playing on the table were counterfeited even.
Yeah. There's something else I've noticed, and this is something that Kickstarter should be paying attention to. The website says pre-order everywhere.
Yeah.
You're not allowed to call it a pre-order on a Kickstarter campaign. That's against the terms of service. Also, a reminder, this is not what Kickstarter's for.
Yep.
Like, this is presenting itself as a product that already exists that you can pre-order.
Yep.
Which means it's not a new product. But we all know that Kickstarter will not do anything about that. They're also doing something I didn't notice this originally. You can put a $5 pre-deposit on, which is totally not a scammer thing to do.
Right.
Non-refundable deposit. It secures your spot for exclusive early bird pricing.
57% off exclusive
There is
deals.
so many things about this that's... Please don't put money in on this. Like, it just looks bad. Also, the campaign looks like it'll steal your money and run.
Oh, yeah.
They've even stolen the Wormwood table holder design that Wormwood haven't put out yet. Like, that is 100% what that tabletop holder is. It's quite literally the one that Wormwood created 12 months ago that they haven't started selling yet.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. I originally saw this and thought, oh no, it's happening again. And at the time, I was like, I'd completely forgotten about Toyzzo and that we put the word out on that. And then George shared it like 2 days ago with me. I was like, oh, there's another Toyzzo. And I was like, oh, yeah, we probably should do the same thing on this.
Yep.
Yeah.
Speaking of Simon. Speaking of Mythic, sorry. No, who did? No, yeah, Simon, because they sold Blood Rage.
Oh, yeah.
And we have a new Blood Rage thing coming from
Tycoon
Tycoon Games.
Which is Blood Rage Valhalla. So Blood Rage, like at the time when they sold it, like that, Simon had done nothing with this game for quite a while at that point. Like it was something they were clearly done with. Our theory was that Tycoon Games were going to kind of like just continue to make it available, make money from it from a retail level, because that is essentially what they've done in the past, from what I can understand. But they have already gone out there and it's like, no, we're going to reskin this and we're going to make an expansion for it. And they are doing Valhalla. I think this is great to see. The miniatures look good.
Well,
I mean, I don't know what...
So here's the thing, right? So they bought this intellectual property for who knows how much, right?
Yeah.
And Simon does it a lot, with the exception of Zombicide, which they've done how many versions and how many editions of that? Like they've kind of milked that one dry.
Yeah.
Cthulhu Massive Darkness, like they don't do a lot of sequels. They do one and move on. They do one and they move on. And so what Tycoon Games has bought here is they bought the intellectual property that came from a crowdfunding. They saw how that crowdfunding was run. They saw all the steps, on the front face, and now they've just changed it to Vikings. Like, boom. So
I've never heard anything but good things to say about Blood Rage. I haven't played it, but I've heard that it's great.
So, but I would almost halfway argue that it unwittingly, I think Simon, when they sold their intellectual properties, inadvertently sold, the formula of, a successful Kickstarter campaign.
Yeah, that's fair. All of these games have built-in audiences.
Yeah.
It can't be exploited anymore.
Well, no, they can just do their own crowdfunding and exploit them that way still. It does look good. I'm very interested in it because of one word on the front of the box, Valhalla.
Yeah, I thought that might get your attention.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like you have a very well-known love for Viking mythology.
Viking culture.
Yeah.
No, I mean, it's not like you own... I mean, you've got a huge Space Wolf army. You own a sci-fi version of this already. It's
Lords
why
of
you have the
Ragnarok,
beard.
No, I have the beard because I wanted to stop looking like I was 12.
And he wants to be a Viking.
Yes. The retired one who's fat and happy now. I clicked follow on the campaign just because I'm very interested to see what all they've got for it. Just because I mean it looks damn good from just that little preview they got going. So
I'm a big fan of standalone sequels. Like this is a sequel to the game. You don't need to own the original, but if you do own the original, it'll still fit in. I love that because it means that you get a new audience without sacrificing the old one.
Right, kind of like with the Cthulhu games, where the first few boxes and the next few boxes. The other thing is, I could have an opportunity to get this depending on what Simon does with the refunds for to Genesis. Which I just looked at that again, still no new word on that. So, moving on to probably one of the worst wars ever, or something that came from one of the worst wars ever.
Trench Warfare.
Trench Warfare.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like this is just something nice and simple. P-Work Games are launching some Trench Warfare terrain. I mean, they are clearly like it's it's meant to be Trench Crusade, right? It even says so. This is, or was, the most successful Kickstarter campaign in our industry for a long time. George, this is the one where it was World War One, but it had all of the Warhammer aesthetic to it. It was a grim, dark World War One.
Yeah. That makes
we
sense.
did look at it, but you had this look of I don't know what you're talking about.
No. I actually I was running through looking through the terrain like, ooh, I've got ideas for that.
My favorite one that's being shown off here is the trench concrete. That's just personal. I love the platform type things. You could do so much with this.
Well, so here's my thing. Here's what was running through my mind. Right, trenches are in the ground, right?
Yes.
So get some of your good old XPS foam, carve it so that the trench barricades are like down into the foam, and the foam actually becomes the ground, so the trench is actually underground. Then you have like all the other stuff, like the trench crosses and the turrets and stuff, like on the ground, and then you have actual trenches. Like, yes, you've made a very specific gaming board.
Yeah,
but you've made a very
which is the sort of thing that Trench Crusade will just love anyway. Trench Crusade is a game that kind of wants a very specific board.
Yeah,
type of terrain. Yep.
It's also priced really nicely. Like, it's not very expensive.
Oh yeah. I think all those sets are $10 ish, right?
The concrete one's 15. A little bit more.
Yeah, $15. The concrete one's $30. I mean, that's reasonable price for terrain pieces,
especially for what it is. Like the trench concrete one, like it's 5 rather large things, plus a couple of, the ladders are fine, but like they are. Moving on. We have a new micro game coming from Malev. We covered the Gladiator themed one, although it was kind of like a fantasy Gladiator themed one. And basically, like, these are games that like quite literally play on surfaces like this big. It's like 90 centimeters by 90 centimeters, like just over a foot. It's something that he's got out at the moment. He is playtesting for, and this one he appears to be doing by himself. All of his previous work has been done through Black Site Studios, but he clearly feels like he has an audience big enough to try and make this himself now, which is wonderful to see. It's always awesome to see people going out and trying to make a business for themselves. There is a playtest that's happening at the moment that he's calling for people for. I'm actually tempted to reach out, but the problem is I don't know if I'll have time to actually contribute to it. I have both of his previous games at this point. I backed the Gladiator one, which its name's escaping me right now. I could probably look it up. I do have the STL file somewhere. But I also recently bought the spaceship one, which is a box like this big, and you're fighting through a space station and trying to survive. I haven't played either of them yet at this point, but I'm very, very excited to do so. The spaceship one in particular is one that I had been wanting to play for quite some time. I don't know where I saved it.
Can I
Primal
say
Clash,
one thing
there we go. That's
quick?
what it's called.
I was gonna say I love the font of the first letter of the words for like on the action list. Like the run, walk, like the first letter of each word. That font is amazing for this game. Like, the era he's setting it in.
Yeah. It fits really, really nicely. I love the logo, too.
Yeah.
The logo is really
super
nice.
built into the sword.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's super solid. Just looking at some of the I guess the rules and the little shots of the miniatures, like, they look so good. Like, they're very authentic feeling and looking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they've been designed to where it's really easy to paint them. Paint it silver, paint the tunic, dry brush it, paint the wood. You're done. Like that's. This looks really good. I love the concept of it plays on an 8.5 by 11 or an A4.
Yeah, it's a
Like,
really
that's-
easy coffee table game. It's a game that should play in a fairly short amount of time. You're genuinely helping somebody that probably deserves the help. Well, no, probably. Like, it is somebody that would deserve the help. It's a really nice, easy thing. Like, you don't need a lot of models for it either.
6 or 7 per side.
Yeah. Anything as a knight. So he's encouraging you to use whatever models you want.
Knigget. It's a knigget.
Yep. All right, moving on. These things are gorgeously cute.
I think we're looking at something completely different.
You're not looking at the Goblin Menaces?
Oh, I am sure not. I completely missed that. I was
Well
like,
done.
I am not looking at something cute.
You're looking at the next one that might be wearing robes and a hood, right?
Oh yeah.
And jumping off of roofs on top of people.
Oh yeah, there's definitely a little bit of that. The most realistic thing from history.
Yeah.
Sure. Tom Mason is releasing another campaign, and this one is insanely cutesy goblins. I love everything about this. This is just so good. It's so cute. The little barbarians are cute. I like the eyes being like the cartoony looking eyes. You could either paint like they have and have them look like they're out of a comic book, or you could paint them with eyeballs. And it looks like that'd actually be a decent size to actually try to pull an eyeball off with. Personally, I feel like this is the right side of simple.
Yeah, you could argue you could do like a kind of almost a snake-like or evil kind of thing, and like put the pupil down in that front corner
Yeah.
and make
Mm-hmm.
them look whimsically scary.
Yep. Yeah. I don't know which one is my favorite, honestly. I think it might be one of the barbarians. It's either that or the wizard. I don't know about you guys. I love the Dungeon Meister is quite literally from the cartoon Dungeon Dragons.
Yes. Yeah.
That's what I was
leaning
leaning towards.
I'm kind of a fan of the rogue with the hood
Yeah.
and the
Little scowl on his face.
yeah.
He's doing Blue Steel. What's that movie?
No, that's Magnum. Zoolander.
Is it Magnum? Blue Steel is the eyes one that I can't do.
Yeah, no, Magnum is the one that made him famous, but Blue Steel is his new look. That it's the same.
Magnum being duck lips, and that is 100% what he's doing. It's
Oh my god! He's the reason why girls took selfies the way they did for so long.
I think we need to stop looking at new products because it keeps on giving me things that I want to buy. I actually kind of really want this. Tom Mason has done a number of ones in the past. He's got some Frog Knights that are all insanely cute. He's the one that did those really cute looking gnome guards where you can only see their nose through the hair. If you click on his name, you can see the previous campaigns that he's done. But the gnomes...
Or you just scroll down.
What I would
you?
love...
Yeah.
What I would love to do, because there'd be so many people that go mad at it, but make a goblin army for Age of Sigmar and do like, one of the 500, 750 point tournaments. That's, like a serious one. And then show up with these as your freaking goblin army.
Yeah, you're going to have a lot of models that are going to look the same, though.
Yeah, you're going to do that in a normal goblin army, too.
Actually, that is a good point.
But I just know there'd be some of those players where if you showed up and put this on the table, it'd be like, you can't use that.
Yeah. The issue with this would be is that they're all very specific style models, And unlike like a normal goblin army, you have a lot of the same thing because you have bought the same box 8 times and there's like 30 goblins in that box. This is, what, 12 models? Or something?
Yeah.
Again and again and again?
Unless you add on Goblin Headache that he did earlier. Because there's...
True.
But there'd be your variety. You combine both boxes.
Yeah, that would be a way around it. All right, moving on.
These do look good. They do look fun.
Mantic Games teased this a little while ago, but we have Assassin's Creed Animus. It is coming. It is going live on Kickstarter on the 19th. I'm quite literally just playing the trailer here while we talk about it. You get about 20 seconds in before it starts showing you the board game. And yes, this is a board game. This is not a war game. Although you couldn't use this universe to create a war game anyway. It looks like we're using busts for the miniatures.
Yeah, it looks like busts, and it looks like there's no actual sort of board movement like you would with a dungeon crawler. Like this intellectual property screams to be done as a dungeon crawler where you can move around.
I could see that game.
Yeah, this looks a little. Yes, it's an Assassin's Creed game where you sit there and don't actually have a board and move things around, and you just.
I think the word I'm looking for is obscure. There's a word that gets used in board games of like you're not representing the actual thing; it just represents it. No, it's not obscure. It's
not the game. It's just the intellectual concept of the game.
Yes,
I think. Yeah. I don't know the word for that either. Which is a shame because this is a really, as far as new, like, that I remember and stuff like that. This is such an awesome game concept. An assassin running around assassinating people,
yeah. By the look of this, they show off a little later, the actual boards and stuff. It seems to be because they're calling it Animus, right? So by the look of this. You're going from game to game trying to complete your missions. Obviously, I don't have the sounds on at the moment. And then they've got different ones for each of the actual games. It's going to be interesting to see how this actually plays.
Yeah,
agreed.
The trailer's one thing, but an actual gameplay video and how it works, that's definitely another, I think, is what's needed.
Oh, 100%. And this is all we've got at this stage. I know this is something that Mantic are very, very excited about right now. I mean, as they should be. It's a huge IP, and it's the first time it's been done on the tabletop, right? Well, officially anyway. We've certainly seen miniatures that have stolen the IP and stuff.
Demon is doing a RPG.
Are they?
Yeah,
I missed that.
My other Google window. Yeah.
Oh, I guess it's not the first time then.
Where's it at? It's in the pre-order. Assassin's Creed role-playing game. It is currently in the mass production process.
Oh, okay. I must have missed
shipping quarter 3 of this year, which that's coming up on the end of. So.
Yep. Anyway, I just like I said, it's going to be interesting to see what this is. Once the campaign goes live, which happens in 2.5 days.
2 days.
Then we'll be able to see how the game actually plays, and we don't know that at this stage. Being Mantic, I imagine that they will have somebody that has done a play test of the prototype, but they won't be able to show that until it's actually out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which is fine, because that's how these things play. It's going to be interesting to see how it goes. Moving on. We have a new Kill Team box, because it's a week that has days in it, therefore there's new Kill Team product.
Makes sense.
Yep.
This box is the Battle Sisters
Sisters
against
of
the
Battle.
Night Lord. The Night Lords look awesome. I mean, yes, there's also the Sisters of Battle. And look, it's the Sisters of Battle. But it's the Night Lords, come on.
Yeah, like looking through it, like the Sisters of Battle, it's like, okay, yep. Looks like they've been pulled out of a box. These, oh my god, these Chaos guys, they are something else. Like, these
what
are
happens when
jetpacks.
Games Workshop decides to do a Kill Team box where both halves of the box are exciting? Will they ever actually do that? Because it feels like every one of these boxes that they're doing lately has something that everybody's excited to see, and the other half is something I fall asleep looking at.
You're not wrong.
I mean,
it's not just
deliberate.
It's not just a Kill Team. It's their other game, the fantasy one, where it's like the two
the
factions
Underhive
in
one.
the box.
Or
Underhive, yeah.
Underworlds.
Or Underworlds.
Yeah, like it feels like the same way. I've not seen a box where it's like both sides are like, "Ooh." But that being said, the Curse Claw, I want a unit of those. Those look absolutely just amazing. And then Chaos Lord should always look over the top and be like the thing that grabs everyone's attention. This one says, look at me, I have lightning claws and I am flying. Now,
Look how glorious I am. Your flesh will be on my armor soon.
So, I've been watching a whole bunch of his stuff because it's like self-torture. I can't say his name, Elmatarius or whatever the
oh yeah.
Ridiculous. Yeah. I want to see him paint this Chaos Lord. I want to see like how just amazing he can make it look with his godlike skills.
I would love to see a full form video from him, but he only releases his full form videos on his Patreon.
Well, yeah, I got to pay the bills, so
yeah.
Want to watch the videos? Got to pay up. I can't hate on him for that.
No, I'm just saying. And this is being fought inside a tomb world, which is a really cool. That's a really cool table. Like this terrain is awesome. I have a feeling. I mean, it's a Games Workshop product. It's going to sell because, of course, it will. It's a Games Workshop product. Yeah. But I have a feeling this is going to be very popular.
Oh, interesting. Looking at their last graphic, they've got Tomb World, which has the Necron and the Marine.
There's something else in the middle before this comes out.
Yeah. What the heck are they? They've all got the same shoulder pad. The Demon Hunters, or no.
What about the Demon Hunters? Is that what you're guessing is going to be in the box?
Yeah, no. This faction, the Tomb World with the Necrons and the Marines, they're all from the different factions, but they all have Death Company. Death Company Marines, right?
Yes. Yeah, we looked at them recently.
Yeah, so that's why I say like there's a third box that looks like it's going to be teased here.
Sucks. You're the resident Games Workshop expert. Give us a dissertation on what the Death Company represent.
Good question. No idea.
It's going to be interesting to see what this other box is that's happening before the Shadow Hunt does. Also, brave move to tease the Shadow Hunt. Because now, if that middle box is not the exciting one, everybody's going to be upset. Because, why would I buy this now? Shadow Hunt's coming out next. They're going to want to hope that their next box is a good one. Because if it's not, they're not going to sell it. Because they've just given away that something's better is coming.
So you got Necrons, something Chaos. Dark Eldar? No.
I have a feeling that they've done Dark Eldar recently. I don't know if they've done it in Kill Team, though.
Yeah, what would they put it like? I can see like like a custody or Imperial Guard or because you could do hundreds of Imperial Guard factions.
I know an Eldar faction that would get people excited.
Oh yeah,
the dinosaur ones. Though you couldn't do that on a kill team size board.
no. We'll have to keep our eyes open and wait for Games Workshop's
Yeah.
endless posts.
Let's talk about some really nice looking minis.
Dragons?
Oh yeah.
Because they do look
So
nice.
Dragon's game is being done by Titan Forge Games. They've been around for a while at this point. They've teamed up with Free League to make a new game, and this game looks glorious. There is actually an STL version of this, so there is a cheap version where it's all digital, and you can just download it and print it off yourself. And then there's introduction pledges that like just have certain heroes. Sorry, there's a hero pledge that has certain heroes, an intro pledge that comes with your main boxes, and then there's a take my money, I want everything pledge. But let's... Oh, I just saw the free mini. I hadn't seen that when I first looked at this.
It's the medieval Darkwing Duck.
I know. I want it so... No, I'm not buying it. I want this so much.
I like that
Hero
little
Set
duck.
1 is really cool. I mean, they're all really cool. I really, really, really like what they've done here. This looks magnificent. Really, really nice. It's kind of like... I mean, it's something you could paint to look gritty, but you could also paint this to look really whimsical. It kind of sits in the middle there somewhere. Because, I mean, there's lots and lots of detail here, but it's just cartoony enough that you could make this silly in the right way if you wanted to.
It kind of feels like Gargoyles meets the Duck universe from Disney. Like DuckTales.
Yeah.
DuckTales?
Duck. Like
Yeah.
it has kind of a feel of that.
Yep, I could see where you're coming from with that. 100%. This is very Disney-esque. I mean, there's absolutely nothing that it's stealing from Disney. Like, even Disney would struggle to sue them for this. Like, there's nothing Disney about it, but it has that feel.
Yeah. Like it's the Disney gritty that's still. God, scrolling through this, that
Black Cauldron.
$2.99. Give me Black Cauldron's another one that you could even argue a little bit of the Robin Hood.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, even in Hero Set 1, they have the duck as one of their heroes. I don't know if you saw that.
I did.
Yeah. It's just the free one is just a unique sculpt by the look of it.
Yep.
And I will say this, it's fairly affordable. I mean, you could spend a lot of money in this.
Well, no, because I'm looking at this deluxe pledge $2.99.
Yeah. If
you look at the deluxe pledge, you get set 1, 2, the Demon Pledge, Undead set, Nightkin set, the Dragon set. If it unlocks the Troll set, if it unlocks the Beast set, Monster set 3, Serpent Boss, Giant Boss, Adult Dragon, like that $2.29 gets you
a lot.
This is almost way too tempting now. This is like the gaming industry is a drug, and this company's like, I got this one for this much. You want to try this?
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, you're still gonna, if you're in the United States, you're still gonna have this issue of you don't know what you're paying when this gets imported, and that is just something that you guys are going to have to face at this point. You've been left with no option. Well, it's either that or you don't buy things.
Yeah. Going back and looking at it, the deluxe pledge $2.99. It says regular price of all that is about $4.50. So,
yep. So I don't think we actually touched on what this is. This is a role-playing game in a box. It is designed to be an alternate for Dungeons and Dragons. That is what we're looking at here. I would argue you could probably turn this into a board game pretty easily. You'd have to recreate everything though. But like, if you wanted to just use these for something else, there's no reason why you couldn't just buy the minis and then throw the rules if you're not a role playing game person.
Yeah.
Like you could use a lot of this stuff. Like you could push it to put towards budgets, burrows and badges if you really wanted to. You could play any fantasy you wanted, really.
Yeah, for sure.
I really like what they've done here. It's a really nice looking set. Free League 2 make really good role playing games too.
I would argue too, like, if this is a, all inclusive like role playing game system, and it's like you just have default characters, and it's just everything's out of the box. This could be a really like if you have a group that likes the game and you want to move in the direction of role playing, but they don't want to go full on D&D.
Yep.
This is like a board
Here's
game.
your introduction.
More than a board game. Yeah, it's even more of like, you could be the drug dealer of, this is role playing light. Come to the dark side with me.
Yeah. Like you kind of like, you start with a board game that's like a dungeon crawler that's like, this is as far as they're ever going to go. Oh, you really enjoyed that? Let's do this one. It's got a little bit more of the role play in it, but it's essentially, and yeah, you just step. I think they've got something really good here. I mean, it's going gangbusters, but like the artwork is so good. I need to stop looking at new products. All right, let's talk about some stuff that's bad for you guys. Michelle shared this with us yesterday. There is no way around it. This is bad news. And I would argue that this is going to be the first of many times we hear companies saying this.
I believe this is the second time I've seen it.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
Blots. I think it was... Yeah, go ahead. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. Blots make a lot of terrain and game accessories. They're one of the big third party for quite a few things. And they put this out to US customers, with US tariffs kicking in on any parcels which cross the border, which is what we've been warning people was going to start happening. From August 29th, it looks as if we're expected to collect those at the point of sale on behalf of US government, which we knew that was said that's what was supposed to be happening. For packages sent without these prepaid tariffs, a number of shipping sites are quoting that the recipient will be charged for at least $80 before they're given their parcel. So it looks like there's a minimum charge that people are being charged at this point if it hasn't been done at the point of sale.
So the way I'm reading at these shipping companies is they're doing a flat fee of $80 because
nobody will tell them what's going on.
To cover their expenses.
Yeah.
So, I can't remember. I feel like we discussed this. I know CMON has suspended all future crowdfunding until this is resolved. And I feel like there's another terrain company that said, maybe it was Uncertain Scenery or something like that, or Secret Weapon, or
Well, it can't be Secret Weapon. They went out of business.
Oh, that's It was.
They went out of business while they were stealing money from their customers.
Yes. Yeah.
I said it out loud. Come on, have a go.
I remember there was another company that said they were suspending sales to the U.S. until tariffs were figured out, and I can't remember who it was. So,
yeah. Basically, long story short, while George is seeing if he can remember who it was, apparently this is an interim charge that will be in effect for about 6 months. This seems to be something that's being done until they figure out what's going on. After that, items will be taxed at their declared value. So at this stage, they're not charging people what the declared value is. They're just charging a flat fee. Given that no one is geared up to deal with the mess, we have no option to temporarily suspend all sales to the United States with immediate effect until the situation has been resolved. Blots has basically done, look, this is just too hard. They've made it impossible, so we're just not dealing with it. And like I said, I suspect this is the first of many that's going to come to this decision. Unless it's a company that's
Yep.
big enough that can't afford to lose the US sales. If it's a company that gets most of their deals from elsewhere, they will probably just go, look, I'm not going to be put out of business by this.
Yeah, it's the stupid thing is a lot of the media outlets are like, the government has collected this much in tariffs, and everyone's like, oh yeah, and forgets that, or doesn't understand the fact that it's money that has been collected from us. So it's super.
At the risk of being called political, make no mistake, this is a bad thing for the United States. But it's going to. I don't see it changing.
It'll change once people see how it actually affects them. Right now, it's not affecting people the way it's going to if.
Well, the problem has been implementation, right? Like there appears to have been no plan for implementation. It just being done as it happens.
No, the issue is waffling back and forth. Is this going to happen? Isn't going to happen? But it's that's the case. It's there's been no actual follow through, and once there's follow through, it's gonna irritate a lot of people, and a lot of industries are gonna suffer. Not just something that's a luxury like hobby. So,
I'm expecting the hobby to crash and burn in your country. I'm not saying that it's going to, but the hobby is 90% of the hobby comes from international. It's going to. This is not good.
Yeah. Let's talk about something fun and whimsical now.
Indie. Definition. Independent. Type. Slang word. Jargon.
Do you like historical miniatures? Because we're not talking about historical miniatures today. We're talking about the cloaks on your historical miniatures and how they can look better. We're quite literally looking at a company that's selling cloaks. Realistic, accurate historical cloaks for your miniatures.
And to scale, too, for the size.
Yep.
Screw that. I am putting these on my Space Wolves.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, 100%. That would be glorious.
The normal guys will get cloaks. The squad leader will have a cloak and a kilt. The more important you are, the more of these cloaks you'll have on you.
The question is, are you going to give them all the same cloak, or are you going to have a variety of them and have the cloaks be for different... So you have one particular one which is for your leaders, and then another one that's for this particular type of squad, and another one that's for this particular type of squad.
That would probably work best instead of just having everyone wearing the same cloak.
I mean, historically, it would be it's by family.
Yeah.
Historically, but I'm not sure that that's the way it would work in the future.
But yeah, this is just such a cool little tiny detail that's it's so cool.
Yeah. So this is a company called Weave of War. I just realized that I haven't actually said that out loud, and not everybody's watching the video. Weave of War are releasing accurate tartan fabric cloaks for miniatures that you can basically shape around the miniature. The tartan has been done to be accurate to scale. This is, as far as...
An awesome idea.
As far as silly little products that really don't need to exist, this might be the best one I've ever seen. This is glorious. And this is a brand new company releasing a brand new product, right? And they have 8 variations straight out of the gate. I would be very surprised if we don't see more later on. They have named what they all are. So if you are actually building a specific force from a specific point in time, you can buy the tartan that you need for your family. Or for the family that you're representing, I should say. Or I guess wait for the one when it comes out. This is phenomenal.
This is probably one of the coolest accessories I've seen. That's just I kind of have to have this. I mean, it's not expensive either. Like, it's
No,
$1
it's
a
really
case.
not.
I mean, okay, maybe not like a horde army, but a 50 model Space Marine army. Like, targeting him out. Most of that army is not going to be expensive.
Yep. So I've opened pack 2 just randomly. So it's €7. It has 8 different campaign cloaks. They do more than look good. Functional flare, real fabric flow, and like quite literally, it's real fabric, so it works properly. These haven't been painted. It's actual real tartan.
Yeah.
It's really good. Only requires some basic crafting glue and tools. I guess because you'll need the glue so that it'll stop moving around. You get it in place and then soak it and then it'll dry where you've left it. It's just... I really don't know what else to say about it. It's a really, really good idea.
Sure.
Postage internationally is actually affordable. Obviously, keep in mind, United States is a bit different right now. But this is also... If you want to buy this in the United States, I'd probably suggest you want to do a bulk order or wait until the flat fee is done. Like, don't go paying $80 for less than $20 worth of product.
Right.
They've got like things on how to weather them. Like they've started doing little articles on how to like improve them even further, which is a really nice thing for a very... Like if you have a company that's doing a very specific sort of product, that you want to kind of show, like, you can do even more with this, right? This was actually shown off on tabletop on this week's Weekender as well. Obviously, I didn't know that when I was showing this, when I was putting it on ours, and like, I don't care, I'm just leaving it on. I normally try to avoid talking about small companies like this on the same weekend that they do, just because it kind of...
It overlaps.
Well, it's not some. Yes, it overlaps, but also, I don't want to get the impression. I don't want people to get the impression that I'm just taking things from them and using it.
Yeah.
For having Scottish ancestry, I love this concept.
Yeah, I didn't know you had Scottish ancestry, but yeah, that makes sense.
Argyle is Scottish.
It's also a pattern design of socks and sweaters.
That too.
Argyle is beside the point. Your name is Major Socks.
I know that, but because of my last name.
No. Your first name is Major. Your second name is Socks.
Got it.
There is only one Jason in this podcast. For
There's
those
no
that don't
Jasons.
know this, by the way, this is the reason why I'm Jason the Bruce. It's because we're both called Jason. I suspect
Yes.
there's probably a lot of people that don't know that.
Probably.
Trim, glue, prime, paint.
What have you been up to, Socks?
Hobbying? Well,
Hobby.
Somewhat. You guys know that I was single dad duty all last week, so hobby wasn't working on all last week at all.
He said duty.
Wife was out of town, but I was able to get some Armor Clash out this morning and put a few things together. I'll show this guy off for scale. I've already showed him off, but just to kind of show you how small this little infantry transport is. That's for my regular infantry.
Socks. If you're gonna do for scale, you gotta have a banana.
You're right. Here they are side by side. This is for my Tectonic Knights, the Panzer Wagon, when they finally get built up. But then one of my little Sturmrise walkers.
I'm just going to
I
say
love
the
the way
same
these
thing I
things
did
look.
when we were talking before. I love how pudgy it is.
Yeah. And then I've got some of my little motorbikes with the sidecar.
That looks
So-
very familiar.
Very familiar, right?
Yep.
So That's what I worked on a little bit this morning, just so I could have something to show off in this week.
Nice.
So,
what about yourself, George?
Well, I didn't actually get anything actually accomplished except for doing lots of diving and delving into getting Malifaux.
We kind of
So,
talked
I've been-
about this in our last episode. George is becoming more and more tempted to buy into it.
Interesting.
Did you actually end up buying
Well,
anything? I know I talked you out of buying what you
No.
were looking at.
Well, yeah, like I said, the only reason why I was looking at the boxes, like, you know,
It was cheap.
It was like $26, and it would have come with like the 10 tokens and the movement McGubbin and the fate deck, which that's about what those three would cost on their own.
I mean,
and then
from
just
a
dig some
worth
in-
it point of view, the fate deck and the templates and stuff would be worth it. Just there. The issue with that box is it's going to have the old cards in it, which is fine. Like you can get them, you can get the new ones through the app. There will be a pack of all of the cards released eventually, but it'll be a pack that has everything, including stuff you will never use.
Yeah, and then I linked it to you. I found a very, very sexy token and movement widget set that it's on the pricier side, but
It's
god,
very
looked
premium
good.
though.
Oh yeah, like so to give you an idea, Socks, like it's a sheet of acrylic with a second sheet of acrylic with cutouts in it so that it can hold the tokens.
Yep.
But then there's magnets in each corner so that a cover can magnetize on and hold the tokens in place. And then there's an identical setup like that, but it's got 1 inch, 2 inch, 3 inch, all the way up to 8 inch, and then some base size tokens with the movement widget, which is like 1, 2, and 3 inches all the way around, and I think a half inch on the end. It all magnetizes together and like will just slip into like an attaché bag.
One small correction: the one that holds the moving templates is a double thick sheet, and the bottom sheet has little cutouts so that you can press down with your finger and they'll just pop out.
Yeah.
So you can grab them really easily. It's been designed
nice.
really well.
Yeah, it's on a scale of 1 to 10 for like third party widgets for a game, like that it is a 10. Like
I'm very heavily considering buying that particular one for myself. You can also buy them directly from the website, but it kind of appears that buying the bundle on Etsy works out to be roughly better value.
But yeah, that's what I spent the week doing is, looking at Malifaux, figuring stuff out, learning some of I know it's 3rd edition rules, but some of the basics are still going to be the same. So
yeah,
but try to wrap my head around that, and like I said, maybe try to start a group of that here because at $55 for a faction box, that's the kind of thing where people are like, I'll get into this game, I'll buy a faction for that price, and play.
I would probably on Facebook. There's a group called A Weird Place, and it's spelt like the company. I would join that and ask if there's anybody else in Wyoming that's already playing it, because it's probably worth asking. Like Malifaux is not small. I mean, it's not Games Workshop, but it's not small.
Well, I know no one, unless someone's moved here in the last year or two, no one here played it, and the big store in Cheyenne didn't carry it either, and that's not one of the games that was played on their game night. So I'm pretty confident in no one in the area. Now going down to Colorado, it's a completely different story, because there's way more people in Fort Collins than Wyoming. So
yeah,
well, at least it feels that way. All right, we're talking about your hobby, Bruce.
Yes. So, I think I'll start with yesterday. We'd been talking in our upcoming events for a little while that Victoria's 25 was on. I did end up going yesterday. I was there for about 2 hours. I got to hang out with Eugene and Bjorn. A friend of mine that's creating a vampire game called Nocturnal. He actually started before I started Entropy City. But I probably got to a point where because I was working on it more frequently because he was studying full time and stuff. I kind of caught up, and then we're kind of roughly around the same point at this stage, I would say, as far as completion is concerned. I I also had another friend that was there that was running a table for Maximilian, which is like a 1920s racing game, but with guns that we've spoken about in the past by a company called Mana Press. They're an Australian company. And I showed this off earlier before we started recording. I have this lovely, glorious motorbike.
It's a bigger version of mine.
It is quite literally a bigger version of what Socks was showing off earlier. It doesn't show up on camera very well because my camera hates showing off miniatures, unfortunately. It's a downside of this particular camera that I brought. So Brendan actually made this himself. It's not very obvious on camera here, but that's actually acrylic tube that he's used for the wheels and stuff. He's scratch built this.
Oh, nice.
It's really nicely done, but he scratch built so many of these that he was kind of slowly clearing out some of his stuff, and I was like, can I have a look at that motorbike? Because if you're going to throw it out, I'll take the motorbike, because I love this game. It's brilliant. And on that subject, I have also finally picked up a copy of the rules for myself as well. So Maximilian 1934. It's going to open to a random page. So I think Gaslands, but based in like the 1920s and 30s. This actually existed before Gaslands. I didn't know that until yesterday, actually. Completely different way of doing the game, mechanics-wise. They don't have turning templates. This is a dial, essentially, where you can set it up so that if you're going straight, then it's a non-issue. You can make a bit of a risky turn, or you can make a really dangerous turn, depending on how fast you're going and how sharp of a turn you're going. It'll be more risky. So kind of a similar idea to how I do my game, but implemented differently again. Like there's two different colored dice, and the more risk you have, the more of one color that you will have, and you need to have more success on the good dice than the bad dice in order to not spin out and stuff, essentially. It's really simple to learn, but there's a lot of depth in there as well. There's also an expansion to this that quite literally turns it into European-style Formula 1 racing type stuff, which is kind of cool as well. Lore-wise... Sorry?
But from the 30s.
Yes. Yeah. Lore-wise, like everything kind of went to crap after World War One, and all these people in Australia went, stuff it, let's make racing cars with the World War One stuff. That's a very, very simple and probably bad explanation of it. I also bought a box of stuff from Eureka Miniatures that you guys will remember. Do you remember the Pond Wars stuff? Where it was the frogs versus the turtles?
Oh, yeah.
I bought a band of the frogs. I haven't even opened this yet, and yes, obviously I know it doesn't show up on camera very well. But I bought a thing of the frogs, so I've got a frog here that has a big hammer. There's other ones that have like knives and staves, and it's kind of a mixture of the different. There's somebody here that has a spear that's made out of one of the reeds that you find at the river. I'm really, really excited to actually get these out because they're just really cool looking miniatures. And I also, I kind of said this before we started recording too. We should probably have a look at these guys for an indie at some point. Slave to Gaming. This is the company that does the Undead Samurai that we have looked. Excuse me. We did look at one stage in the past, but kind of very briefly as like a news article. I think it was one of our very early episodes. But they're doing so many cool things now. I also bought what they are calling Infiltrators. They have a series of... Oh my god, it's actually showing on camera. It's amazing. They've got a series of... It's like an alien game, and this is a bunch of aliens dressed in Elvis suits, which is just really, really fun. It's really stupid, but really fun. Me with stupid miniatures. Who would have imagined? They're just glorious. It's a thing of 5 of them. All in different poses. Always all one-piece metal miniatures. This is the one with the biggest collar that I've ever seen.
That means he's in charge.
Yep, definitely.
Okay.
And this guy's he's even got the pose on. So yeah, I believe the idea is that they're trying to infiltrate into humanity and not get caught, which is just a hilarious idea to me, because there's no way these guys would pass for human. I also got some freebies. I got some dice. I rolled them at one point yesterday. They rolled nicely. That's just a bag. I got a lovely little cup holder thing.
Toaster.
Toaster, that's the word I'm looking for. This is a free miniature that came in the bag that I was given, which looks like it's actually... This looks like it's from Medbury Miniatures. I'm pretty sure it's from the World War II stuff we looked at last episode, George.
Oh.
Which I was kind of excited to see.
No Mel's.
No Mel's. And I got this as well, which is some like 3D printed miniature. I'm not sure if this is actually a miniature. I haven't built it yet, obviously. But either this is going to create like a monster of some kind, or it's just basing bits. I'm not 100% sure. I need to open it and find out, but I will do that at some stage. So that was my yesterday. I spent a huge part of the last fortnight editing the video that I told you guys about last time. I had recently taken a trip out on my my fortnight off, my week off, and I filmed what was hopefully going to become a battle report for Entropy City, like the very first one. I finally went through and looked at the footage and edited it together. It works out to be roughly about 2 turns of a game. It doesn't show everything that happens, but like there's a couple of points where I'm like, and since I last recorded, this person's moved here, that person's moved there. Because when I started filming, the original plan was that I was just going to film some stuff for how to play. And so I was kind of filming the first couple of turns where interesting things were happening, because it was like, now I can show off this mechanic. And it wasn't until I got about halfway through where I realized I should just record everything.
Yeah.
So, and that's why there's missing pieces. Also, it's the first time I've ever done it, so that's also why I'm missing pieces. While editing that together for a video that will come out on the I want to say it's the 28th. I may be slightly wrong on that. Hang on, I can tell you. I'll just look at the calendar. It comes out on the 28th. So it's not this coming Thursday. It's next. One thing I noticed that was missing pretty early on is because I do tell you what's happening, and like I've got this role, but they have this much stress, which means that they have done this. I kind of realized when I was editing that I need to be able to show that on screen so it's easier to follow. So that's not something that features in the first battle report. It's an improvement that I'm making on the next one. On Friday, I did some filming again for just simple how to play type videos. It's on all of this is on our Patreon now, just for the record. So Patreon guys, you can already watch this. And that is the first video where I show the mechanics of like, this is what's happened. They have 2 stress and 1 wound or whatever. And the intention is that I will be doing another how to play, like another battle report at some stage soon. So, and then I'll edit that together and hopefully I can get like an actual full game recorded at some point soon. Because I'm doing most of it by myself, it kind of gets a little hard to do when you're doing it solo. Because you kind of have to reset up every time you go to take a turn. It's a bit of a pain. It's something, like you guys know, I've wanted to do Let's Plays for a long time. And it's something I've really, really struggled to capture. Because it's not something I've ever done.
I don't know how people just do that all the time. Like it's
because it's their full-time job that they have studios. That's the thing, is that they're doing it in a studio, so they can set it up deliberately to make it easy. because they set up their cameras so that they're just in a place and they capture a certain thing. They'll usually have 2 or 3 cameras, and one of those cameras will be a handheld that gets put in certain spots, but then they'll have an overhead that captures everything, and then like from a certain angle that captures everything, and then they just cut between them. But A, don't have the money for that. I have my phone, and that's it. And B, I don't have a studio space, so
Yeah.
But I'm very curious to see the feedback that I get when they go live. I know that it's not the best battle report that's ever been done, but I am hoping that I can get some feedback on, look, I like that you did this, but I'd prefer to see more of that, or I didn't like this because of that. I'm hoping I get more than just, this was crap. Because A, that probably means they didn't watch it. But also, very unhelpful. It's just like, as the game gets closer and closer to completion, this is stuff I need to do more frequently, right? I also recently shown off the artwork for the Hades logo. We now have an official Hades logo that's done by an actual artist and not somebody that's tracing around a picture of his own fist, which is how the original one was created, for those that don't know. I took out a picture of my fist, I traced around it in paint, well not paint, in GIMP, and then I flipped it the other way so that I had 2 fists, and then I stole a whole heap of fire assets for behind it. Like, for what it was, it worked very well, because it was only ever supposed to be placeholder. So much nicer now that it's done by a real artist, though. I did reach out to that same artist, and I'm going to get them to work on the Komodo logo. I'm expecting that one will take a little bit longer, because the vision for what I want it to be isn't as clear for that one as it was for the Hades one. Because I knew exactly what I wanted for the Hades one. I'd got that one very specific.
Yeah, I remember you posting or saying something about you're going to give them a lot more free reign to be creative on that one.
Yeah. I mean, ideally, I wouldn't mind the Komodo facing the camera a little bit more, as opposed to being like that. One thing I have said is that I like the saliva being included, and the saliva kind of looking like it's poison, because I feel that's an important part to capture. I want it to look fierce for obvious reasons, but otherwise, that they can source as many pictures as they want. But yeah, so that's been a lot of what I've been doing. There's been a lot that I've done. It's just not a lot of it's been on the hobby space. I haven't painted. Oh no, I did start painting some stuff, but I think I showed that. I haven't touched them since the last time we spoke, George. I did also. I accidentally bought something.
Oh, accidentally?
Definitely accident. I wouldn't have bought this on purpose. I bought a Lorcana box set. It's the Disney trading card game. You know, trading card games, the thing that I swore I'm not buying anymore. I'm not allowing myself to buy anything. I bought a starter box.
You bought one.
Yeah. Well, it'll be interesting to see.
I've heard it's a lot of fun. I had some friends down in Florida that played it, and they really enjoyed it.
I had a demo of it at PAX last year, and I did enjoy what I played, but I don't get into. If I play card games, I play them casually. I don't play them competitively, and a large part of collectible card games is it's a competitive game.
Competitive.
There's a few of us in my gaming group that decided to buy these last fortnight because they just want to play games casually. So I was like, oh, stuff it. You've given me an excuse to buy it. It was $25. I mean, why not? I mean, I bought some sleeves too, so it was like $35 by the time I was finished. But casually is what I enjoy. So if that's what we're going to do, I'm up for it.
Tournaments, demos, conventions, that kind of stuff.
All right. Mischief and Maha, or Mayha. It's a Moonstone tournament happening at Bristol Independent Gaming on the 20th and 21st of September. Starts at 9:45 a.m. and it's a £17 entry. Should be a good time. Two-day tournament. Why not? Moonstone's awesome. Play more Moonstone. Warlord Games Open Day is happening on the 27th of September from 10 a.m. till 5. It's happening at the Warlord Games in Nottingham. If you go to the Warlord Games Facebook page, there are links. If you go to the Warlord Games website, there are links where you can buy the tickets. They're £20 a ticket. That'll give you the full address and everything that you need to know. You can find it at store.warlordgames.com. I will link it in the show notes. And then, PAX Australia is happening on the 10th till the 12th of October. It's happening at the Melbourne Convention and Entertainment Centre as usual. I will be there on the Saturday, specifically the Saturday. So if people want to catch up, reach out. I will be looking forward to it. I don't know if I'll be able to do much as far as filming this year. I'm only there for one day, so I think I'm just probably going to try and enjoy myself and just do it from that point of view. I mean, I'll have my phone. I can take pictures and stuff and try to do a memories thing if need be. I will see how I go. Socks, why don't you tell people about our wonderful sponsor?
Valhalla Hobby. And they are awesome. So not only did George talk about their code that you can... George is laughing at me now. Valhalla Hobby, they are a great sponsor for us. They've been helping us out, but through getting the code tabled, you can get 5% off your $100 first order. But they have a whole slew of products from Games Workshop to Dystopian Wars to Magic the Gathering to Moonstone, Dice, Bushido. They have a full range of stuff. So if you're looking for something niche, go look at them. They might have it.
I kind of said
also
this
some of the best prices in the industry too.
Yeah, 100%. Thank you to those that support us. We do genuinely appreciate you. For $2 a month, you can join our Patreon and become a tabler. That is what we call our Patreon supporters. They have the opportunity to watch all of the video content that we do before anybody else does. I touched on this earlier. They currently have 2 videos that they are watching weeks before the rest of the world will, including the very first battle report that's ever been done for Entropy City, which hopefully people are excited about. I did a little tease that's out on our YouTube now. That's kind of like a little tease intro thing that I'm quite happy with. It does have the old logo, not the new logo though, because that came out before it was changed. If you would like to support us, if you enjoy what we do, please consider it. It's patreon.com/gettingtabled. I mentioned earlier that there will be links to the Warlord Games store. All links for every story we cover will be shown off at gettingtabled.com. If you click on the podcasting link, it'll show you the links for everything discussed in the most recent episode. If you want to follow us, facebook.com/gettingtabled is the most frequently updated. That's the one that we spend more time on. You can subscribe to us on YouTube at youtube.com/gettingtabled. That's where all of our video content goes live. That's where this video edition will be found. If you have questions or things that you want to correct us on or things that you'd like us to cover or whatever, gettingtabled@gmail.com is the best way to reach out to us. We also have a Discord. The link is displayed on screen. It's also down below. You can join our Discord. There are exclusive channels just for our Patreon, but it's open for everyone. It's just the Tablers chat and the Entropy City threads that are locked off for Patreon. Everything else is open slather. And on that matter, if you want to join it so you can get Entropy City stuff, just ask me and I'll send it to you. It's fine. X, Twitter, Instagram, Blusky, Threads is all at Getting Tabled. There's also a Reddit thread which is r/gettingtabled that I need to update. Toy Reel is another channel that I'm part of where it's action figures and toys. That's youtube.com/toyreel. And if you like what you hear about Entropy City and you want to look at a little bit more, The website is entropycitygame.com. The website itself is rather simple, but it links to all of the sources where it's being shared right now. So it links to the On Tabletop project, it links to us for the Discord, and it links to the Facebook support group for those that are wanting to follow the progress of the game. Thank you for coming back, Socks.
Yep, it's been fun being back.
Thank you for being here, George.
No, you're not.
I am.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
For listening to Getting Tabled. Music used in this podcast was created by Eric Matyas at soundimage.org.
Bruce is a dirty card nerd now.